Good, happy Monday morning, July 26th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday morning, so let's begin right now. First up, federal government considering return to some COVID-19 protocols aimed spike in cases. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Come see Darla and Hildy at Clark's Bears in Lincoln, New Hampshire. Visit clarksbears.com to reserve your tickets today.
Just got to do better.
In an interview with CNN on Sunday, Dr. Anthony Fauci says he is frustrated with the rising COVID-19 infection rate.
We have the tools to do this. This is an unnecessary predicament we're putting ourselves in.
Fauci says recommending that even the vaccinated wear masks is under active consideration by federal public health officials. Something Martha Wassel, Director of Infection Prevention at Wentworth Douglas Hospital in Dover, agrees with. Wassel points to the R0 of the new Delta variant, which measures how efficiently a virus can spread.
We're seeing an R0 with this of between 5 and 8. So that means that for every one person infected, 5 to 8 people around that person will also be infected.
The R0 measurement of the original COVID strain was 1 to 3. Like other hospitals throughout the state, Wentworth Douglas has recently seen an increase in COVID-19 patients.
With a maximum of 6 to 8 people positive for COVID-19 who were admitted, none of whom, I will say, were vaccinated.
Wassel and Fauci say the only way to stop this current increase is through vaccination.
If you're not vaccinated, do so. For yourself, for those around you, and for the healthcare system, who is unfortunately now becoming taxed again.
And now when it comes to booster shots, Dr. Fauci says they may be recommended primarily for people with suppressed immune systems, but that question is still being studied tonight. Reporting live, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Lakes region, wet summer puts a damper on some outdoor businesses, but indoor spaces benefit. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Come see Darla and Hildy at Clark's Bears in Lincoln, New Hampshire. Visit clarksbears.com to reserve your tickets today.
A rainy Sunday in Laconia leads to quiet streets and sidewalks. The normally bustling lake is calm, and restaurants' outdoor spaces are soaked.
It's always hard. It kind of slows everything down and kind of really brings morale down.
Juan Pedrosa is the owner and chef at Bar Salida, a new outdoor restaurant on Lakeside Ave that opened just 2 months ago.
Chances are we lucked out with the rainiest summer.
Juan says despite the rain, locals are supportive and business is growing. Meanwhile, those in charge of tracking tourism in the area say the summer's been good. People are not canceling plans and instead choosing to stay and spend money in different ways.
On the rainier days, they've been at the indoor attractions like Keller House and Wright Museum and theaters and movies and shopping. So I think it's been a great summer for most businesses. It's a little bit more of an even split of who gets the money this year.
On nice weather days, the Lakes region is filled with activity. they're still seeing people with renewed enthusiasm to get out and experience what the area has to offer.
And I think people just this summer are grateful to get out, finding other things to do, rain or shine, and realizing there is fun to be had no matter what.
And for Juan's new outdoor restaurant, he's hoping for a little more sunshine and continued support.
We took a chance on Laconia, and Laconia is taking a chance on us.
And the Lakes Region Tourism Association says the next couple weeks are crucial for businesses, and they're hopeful for a beautiful Labor Day weekend to make up for previous rainy holidays.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. With CDC eviction moratorium expiring August 1st, landlords can start issuing eviction notices. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whether you're planning a weekend in New Hampshire's majestic White Mountains, a hike up Monadnock, or a week-long stay in our picture...
Fortunately, none of Steve Pascoe's tenants in southern New Hampshire will be getting eviction notices when the moratorium lifts next weekend.
Any of them that have had glitches in their ability to make payments, we've worked with and either secured or helped them secure funding through the state or the town that they live in, or we've made arrangements and they've caught up.
Community action programs like Southern New Hampshire Services long trying to spread the word about rental assistance.
We're getting $1 million out a week pretty easily.
$200 million federal dollars available in New Hampshire since March for renters impacted by COVID.
This is not just about people's rent. This is also their utilities. This is a 15-month program. We can pay their arrearage, and we're also paying 3 months forward.
But she says for a lot of reasons, many have not applied. And the challenge with some that do has been documentation not completed correctly, delaying acceptance. She expects an influx of calls this week as the clock ticks down for tenants who haven't worked things out.
We will do our best to, add staff to it and look at it. But as I said, there are safeguards. People are not going to be evicted on August 1st. There's a process.
She's hopeful that if someone can demonstrate to the courts and to their landlord that they have applied, they can work things out. She also hopes that some of the unspent federal money could be used to create more housing, because that's at the heart of the issue. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Governor Chris Sununu signs medical freedom immunization bill. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Step back in time, high above New Hampshire's Lakes region, at Castle in the Clouds. Explore...
Tim, thank you. Access to public facilities, benefits, and services cannot be restricted to unvaccinated people under a bill signed by Governor Sununu. Supporters say the new law creates medical freedom for people and prevents government from forcing people to get a shot. The bill does not apply to county nursing homes or the state psychiatric hospital, and it does not override other laws regarding vaccine requirements at public schools.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. $1 million Powerball winner sold in Portsmouth. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Golden Corral in Manchester is open and now offers a weekend breakfast buffet. Come on in for a safe, comfortable, customer-friendly experience featuring a delicious, fresh, all-you-can-eat buffet of homemade favorites. Golden Corral at the shops at South Willow in Manchester, the only one for everyone.
There was no Powerball jackpot winner last night, but a Granite State store sold a $1 million ticket that was sold at Cabot Street Market in Portsmouth, matching all 5 winning numbers, just not that Powerball number of 10. $1 million tickets were also sold in Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, and Tennessee.
since we've been offering the big games like Powerball and Mega Millions, we've had like a dozen jackpot winners of, I'd say, about $40 million, all the way up to $500 million here in New Hampshire. Certainly proving that you can win the jackpot here.
Yeah, certainly. New Hampshire has had a lot of luck, even with $1 million and more Powerball tickets. 6 stores have sold winners in the state this year alone. Wednesday's estimated Powerball jackpot is now $186 million.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 cases continue to increase in New Hampshire. No deaths reported. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Plymouth Ford is now New Car Ford of Plymouth. That's right, Plymouth Ford is now.
New cases of COVID-19 today, no new deaths. Active cases now up to 316. That's the highest in more than 6 weeks. 23 people are currently hospitalized.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Chicago experiences extremely violent weekend. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Back here at home, it was another violent weekend in this country. 55 shot in Chicago, 7 dead. The police chief in Seattle pleading to get guns off the streets. ABC's Alex Brochet with our report, teaming up with our ABC stations across the country to investigate what's driving this rise in violence.
Tonight, the country dealing with an epidemic of gun violence, from Houston to Pittsburgh.
But it's just been worse since the pandemic lifted, since we lifted the restrictions.
In Chicago, a total of 51 people have been shot this weekend, 7 of them fatally. Among the dead, a 15 and 16-year-old. Over 200 children have been shot in Chicago this year alone. And last night in Seattle, at least 3 people were killed, 5 injured. Police investigating the scene of one deadly shooting when they received calls of gunshots about a mile away.
Shots were fired and everyone scattered.
There were a bunch, like maybe 7 shots fired consecutively.
The Seattle police chief pleading for peace on Twitter.
We've got to figure out a way to get the guns off the streets.
The latest weekend wave, part of a troubling trend in recent months. ABC News, along with its own stations, affiliates, and the Gun Violence Archive, attempting to document every shooting this past week. Look at this map. More than 1,000 incidents, over 430 dead, 1,000 wounded. Many of these attacks brazen, playing out in broad daylight. ABC's Pierre Thomas on the ground in New York City.
Who are the victims? When you look at who's getting shot in this city right now, it's about 97% people of color. It's way off the charts.
Lindsay, 2020 was the deadliest year for shootings in the U.S. in at least 2 decades. And 2021 is on pace to surpass those numbers. DOJ strike forces in 5 cities, including Chicago and D.C., to crack down on illegal guns. Lindsay?
Alex, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the...
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.